What if I told you that the secret to getting more done is actually to plan on doing less? I know it sounds kind of crazy, right? But that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're going to explore this incredible Japanese philosophy called Yutori. It's all about creating space. And trust me, it can unlock a level of focus you might not think is even possible anymore. So let's get into it. Okay, let's just start right here with this question. Because, seriously, who hasn't felt that? That feeling when your calendar is just wall-to-wall, back-to-back, from the moment you wake up. It's like there's literally no room to breathe. It's become a modern epidemic, hasn't it?
And you know, this all comes from what I like to call the productivity paradox. We've been sold this myth that to be successful, you have to maximize every single minute of your day. But the reality, well, it's the total opposite. A schedule with zero margin, no breathing room, that is the absolute #1 killer of your focus and your creativity.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're entering the danger zone here. Why is packing your schedule 100% full so bad for you? I mean, it's not just about feeling stressed out, though that's a huge part of it. It actually has real, tangible, negative effects on the quality of everything you do.
Okay, so there are these hidden costs of having no margin. First up, your cognitive load just skyrockets. You know that feeling when you finish one meeting and you're already fried, but you have to jump right into the next task? That fatigue just bleeds over, and deep, focused work becomes pretty much impossible. Then comes the anxiety. A tiny 5-minute delay suddenly feels like a catastrophe because your whole day is a house of cards, right? And the biggest cost of all, your creativity just stops. It flatlines. Your brain needs that idle time to make new connections, and a packed schedule just starves it of that opportunity.
But here's the good news. There is a solution, and it's this really powerful, kind of elegant philosophy from Japan called Yutori. It's going to completely reframe how you think about your time and your schedule.
So what exactly is Yutori? Well, at its heart, it's the philosophy of intentionally creating space and margin in your schedule and really in your mind. But, and this is super important, this is not about being lazy or slacking off. Think of it as a strategic system, a deliberate plan for achieving high performance.
And this is a really crucial distinction to make. Let's look at Yutori versus just resting. Rest is what you do after you're already burned out. It's passive recovery. Yutori, on the other hand, is an active, strategic reset. It's the prep work you do before a big task to make sure you can hit it with everything you've got.
Okay, so you might be thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually do it? Well, we've got you covered. We're going to break it down into a simple 3-step system. And step 1 is super practical. It's all about scheduling your space.
And here it is, the golden rule. It's so simple, but so powerful. Ready? Never book your schedule more than 80% full. That last 20%, that's not empty time. That is your secret weapon. That's your strategic margin. That is your Yutori. So a Yutori day looks something like this. Instead of 100% pure chaos, you've got this beautiful, balanced structure. 80% is for your focused work, for getting things done. And that other 20%, that's your Yutori time. That's your buffer, your reset button, the thing that keeps you sharp all day long. So how do we actually schedule Yutori? Here are the tactics. First, you're going to mandate buffer time. For every task, just add a 20% buffer. So a 1-hour meeting, block out an extra 12 minutes. A 30-minute task gets an extra 6 minutes. Now, here's the really important part. You have to practice the do-nothing ritual. Use that buffer time to actually empty your mind. Stare out the window, stretch, whatever. Do not check your phone or your email. And finally, think bigger. Before you schedule a single work meeting for the year, pre-book your margin days and your vacations first. Put the big rocks in the jar first. And here's a fantastic life hack from the author. He says, I create digital detox margin on weekends to completely disconnect. Think about that. It's not just a nice break. He calls it the foundation for high-quality work on Monday. That's a perfect example of Yutori in action. All right, that was step 1. Now for step 2. We've scheduled the physical space in our calendars, right? Now we need to create space in our minds. It's time to declutter your brain. And the core principle here is simple. Think about your brain like a computer. When you have way too many tabs open, it gets slow and buggy, right? Well, your brain is the same way. It needs a reboot before you can tackle anything that requires deep concentration. We're basically clearing the mental cache.
Okay, so how do we create this mind Yutori? 3 quick things. Number 1, and this is non-negotiable, turn off your notifications. Just do it. Eliminate that constant anxiety of waiting for the next ping. Number 2, take a 5-minute idle time. Before you start a big project, Just stop. Gaze out a window. Walk around. Anything. And number 3, and this one's tough but so important, prune your to-do list. Get ruthless. Ask yourself what can wait. Just removing a few items can dramatically reduce your mental load.
I absolutely love this next hack from the author. He calls it thought fasting. So for 20 minutes during his lunch break, he meditates. It's not about fasting from food, it's about fasting from thoughts and information. He says this is what prepares him to tackle his afternoon tasks with super high concentration. What a great idea.
All right, we've arrived at step 3, and this is where things get really exciting. This is where Yutori stops being just a defensive move against burnout and becomes an offensive strategy to fuel your growth. It's all about what you do with that space you've so carefully created.
So here's the principle. Your margin time is where you nurture your next great idea. It's not empty space. It's fertile ground. It's like an incubator where your brain can finally connect the dots, solve tough problems, and most importantly, where your next big idea is just waiting to pop up.
So how do we use Yutori for growth? 3 quick habits. First, capture your ideas. When you're in that idle time and a great thought strikes, have a way to write it down immediately. Second, do a little self-review. At the end of the day, just ask yourself, how did Yutori help my focus today? It's a great way to reinforce the habit. And third, this one's a game changer. Embrace 80% completion. Get a task 80% of the way done, and then stop. Use your margin time later to come back with fresh eyes and perfect that final 20%. It's so much less stressful. And here's the proof in the pudding, another life hack. The author says he jots down spontaneous ideas for his videos that come to him during Yutori time. And he says, these fresh insights become my best content. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? The best ideas don't come when you're forcing them. They come when you give them space to breathe.
So let's recap the whole thing. This is your Yutori system. It's 3 simple steps. Step 1, schedule your buffer time. Remember that 80% rule. Step 2, declutter your mind with a little thought fasting. And step 3, nurture your next steps in that margin you've created.
Okay, so now it's your turn. This isn't just some interesting philosophy to think about. It's a call to action. Take a hard look at your schedule. How many minutes of Yutori time can you actually carve out for yourself tomorrow? Let us know down in the comments. We'd love to hear it. Thanks so much for tuning in.